All right, here is a helpful video on how to use your gas properties lab setup for your assignment in week 4. This example is going to be how does temperature affect volume, just so you can kind of see how we would approach that. If you are watching this, you cannot use how does temperature affect volume in your example, because obviously we're going through that on here, so you'd have to pick a different one. If I look at how does temperature affect volume, temperature would be my independent variable because that's going to be what I'm changing. And then volume would be the dependent variable because that's what's responding to what I'm changing. So that means I have to have the amount of gas constant, and then pressure has to be constant in order for that to work. So when you see this setup, you'll see that there's a hold constant here, and originally nothing is picked. What I end up having students start doing is adding particles. And you'll see I have large and small. I only added the large blue ones. And if you open here, it tells you you have 100 heavy particles within here. And you can change that to whatever you want it to be, but those are going to be what remain constant. So these won't change as you do your experiment. Since we are looking at how temperature affects volume, pressure has to be constant, and then you want to make sure width is available. Now with this allows me to change temperature still, but I can't manually change volume. So if I want, I can start out by saying, okay, well, my initial temperature is 300 Kelvin. My initial volume would go on the width, and that would be 10 nanometers. And then you can change that as you want. You'll notice my pressure remained constant at 17.5, even though I changed the temperature and increased it. So I get 350 Kelvin and 11.7 nanometers. And ultimately, you're just going to change the temperature up to 10 times to get 10 different readings. And then you're going to record your volume. So that's going to be looking at how does temperature affect volume. So depending on what option you choose, you just have to make sure that you don't touch particles after initially adding them. And you have to make sure you're holding the right thing constant.